Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be showing you ways to start the Jupyter Notebook. You can start the Jupyter Notebook server from the command line. If you are using a Windows-based computer, that will be the command prompt. If you're using a Mac or a Linux-based computer, that will be the terminal. So once you've got your command line opened, you type in this command Jupyter space notebook, and that will start the Jupyter server. The other way to start the Jupyter Notebook server is from the All Programs menu in your Windows-based computer. If you go to the Anaconda folder within the All Programs, there should be an icon there for Jupyter Notebook. You can run it from there as well. Once the Jupyter Notebook server is started, it opens up the Jupyter Notebook in your default web browser, and it does that on localhost, and the port it uses is 8888. Let's launch the Jupyter Notebook from the All Programs menu on our Windows-based computer. So if you click on All Programs, go to Start All Programs, and there should be the Anaconda 3 folder. So if you just expand it, and inside there you see the Jupyter Notebook. So just click on this, and that will start. It will launch a console screen like this, and then it will also launch the Jupyter Notebook in your web browser. So this is what the Jupyter Notebook dashboard looks like once you have launched the Jupyter Notebook. And inside this dashboard area here, it gives you a list that shows a list of notebooks, files, and subdirectories in the directory where the notebook server was started. So if you're launching the Jupyter Notebook from the All Programs menu, it will start from the root directory where the Jupyter Notebook was installed, and it also lists some directories and subdirectories from that root directory. So your directory listing will be different from mine depending on what you've got in your specific directory where the Jupyter Notebook has started inside the root of your directory. Most of the time, you can start a notebook server in the highest level directory that contains notebooks. All right, this basically is going to be the root directory and can also be the home directory if you are on a Mac or a Linux-based computer. You can also specify the directory that you want the notebook to start from, and you do that by starting the Jupyter Notebook server from the command prompt. While the Jupyter Notebook is running inside the console area here, so if you look at the terminal interface here, the command line gives you a lot of information here. It tells you where the notebook is starting from. So it's serving the notebook from the local directory, which is on my C drive under the users directory and then under the profile administrator. All right. And then it tells you where the Jupyter Notebook is running at in the web browser, which is localhost:8888. To shut down or exit the Jupyter Notebook server, you just do Control-C on your keyboard, and that should shut down the Jupyter Notebook server. Once you shut down the Jupyter Notebook server, you will not be able to access the Jupyter Notebook on the web browser. You can see here, because I've shut the server down, you can see here it's not able to contact the server. I have shown you how to start the Jupyter Notebook server from the Programs menu on a Windows-based computer, which opened up the console and also opened up the notebook in your web browser on localhost 8888. I'm now going to show you how to start the Jupyter Notebook from the command line, which is the command prompt on a Windows-based computer, but the process is the same on the terminal. Notice that when you start the Jupyter Notebook from the Anaconda folder within the All Programs menu, it will start that from the root directory of your profile where the Jupyter Notebook was installed. When you're starting it from the command line, you can specify where you want it to start from. I've got a project directory here. It's an empty directory. I'm going to make the Jupyter Notebook start from this project directory. So to do that, I go to All Programs, and inside the Anaconda folder, we've got the Anaconda prompt. So this is what I'm going to use. So I click on the Anaconda prompt and I'll wait for it to launch. So you can see it tells me the base, which is, so this is the default where the Jupyter Notebook will start, okay, unless you change it. I want to change that to my desktop. So I do CD desktop, I press enter, and I do CD. There's a folder called projects on my desktop. So I'll just do CLS to clear the screen. So now I have navigated to this folder here called project. That's where I want to start the Jupyter Notebook. So I just type in Jupyter space notebook and press enter, and it will start the Jupyter Notebook. You can see it's trying to start it. You can see here, because there's nothing in that root directory, that's why you can't see any subdirectories here, because the actual directory is empty. All right, and you can see here it tells me where the Jupyter Notebook is being served from. It tells you the path, the directory path. Always a good idea to pay attention to what's going on in the console in case there's anything that you are not sure with, or if it doesn't work the way you expect it. All right, so running the Jupyter Notebook from a specified directory is also useful for project-based stuff, so that if there's certain things you want to keep in a specific directory, then you can serve the Jupyter Notebook server from that directory. In this video, I showed you a couple of ways of starting the Jupyter Notebook. One from the command line, where you could specify a directory for the Jupyter Notebook to be served from. And I also showed you how to start it from the Anaconda folder within the All Programs menu of your Windows-based computer. When you start it from the Anaconda folder, there is a Jupyter Notebook icon that you can run, and by default it serves the Jupyter Notebook from the root directory of your profile. And when the Jupyter Notebook opens up, it opens up in your default web browser on localhost 8888. The port number is 8888. So that's it for this video on running the Jupyter Notebook server. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.